Matt, Part 2. Matt never thought that one small decision could change his life forever. But it did. When he first moved to the small town, everything felt strange. The streets were unfamiliar. The school felt quiet and empty. He felt like he didn't belong. But with time, things changed. Slowly, Matt began to settle in. The town started to feel like home. The streets became familiar. The school halls no longer felt lonely. He made friends. Not many, just enough to feel accepted. For the first time in his life, Matt felt independent, free, confident, like he could handle things on his own. Maybe too confident, but Matt had a habit. Whenever he went out, he didn't always tell his parents. Sometimes he left early. Sometimes he came back late. Sometimes he said nothing at all. He felt he was old enough to decide for himself. He thought he knew what he was doing, but his parents didn't agree. They warned him many times. "Matt, always tell us where you're going," they said. He nodded. He always nodded. But deep inside, he thought, they worry too much. "Nothing bad ever happens," he told himself. "I can handle things." He had been warned, more than once. One afternoon after school, Matt sat with his friends behind the sports field. "Let's go camping," Jake said. "Just for the day, no adults." Matt hesitated. He knew his parents would say no. "You scared?" "No, That decision was the first mistake. That day, Matt packed quietly. Blanket, flashlight, extra clothes. He stood by the door. He could tell them. Instead, he wrote a note. "Gone out with friends, be back later." No location, no details. And he walked out. The bush welcomed them with tall trees, the sound of insects. They found a clearing, set up their small camp, gathered sticks. They laughed. The laughter echoed. Too loud, too careless. They talked about school, dreams, girls they pretended not to care about. Later, they sat quietly talking. "This is the best idea we've ever had," Jake said. Matt smiled again. "This is perfect," Leo said. Matt smiled. Then he frowned. "Do you smell that?" Earlier that day, a man drove along the highway, cutting through the bush, one hand on the wheel. The other was holding a half-burnt cigarette. He flicked it out the window. It bounced once, then rolled into dry leaves. Another man nearby tried to stamp it out. "It's off," he muttered. He walked away. Minutes later, smoke rose. Fire followed. Matt and his friends didn't know this about the cigarette. About the fire already running toward them. It happened fast. Too fast. Smoke rose. Heat and smoke pressed against Matt's skin. "Do you see that?" Leo screamed. "Run." The fire split them apart. Jake. No answer. Leo. Matt ran the wrong way. He fell and said to himself, "I'm lost." Tears mixed with smoke. "I shouldn't have come." His father's voice echoed in his mind. "Always tell us where you're going, Matt." Jake appeared suddenly. They ran together. They survived the fire. But fear wasn't finished with Matt yet. In panic, Matt broke away again, ran toward silence. The smoke thinned. Then he burst onto a narrow road. Two men stood by a parked vehicle. Not firefighters. No uniforms. Just watching. One of them tilted his head. "Did you hear that?" he said quietly. "That voice." The other man listened again as Matt called out for help. "That's not from around here," he replied. "Too clean, too soft." They exchanged a look. "A city boy," the first man said, smiling slightly. "Lost." Matt's stomach dropped. He took a step back. The man stepped forward instead. "Hey," he said calmly. "You okay? You sound scared." The second man closed the vehicle door slowly. The fire crackled behind Matt. The bush blocked his way back. Strangers stood in front of him. Matt realized, in that frozen moment, that surviving the fire had only brought him into a different kind of danger. The men moved closer and closer to Matt. In that moment, he understood. Leaving without telling anyone meant no one knew where to find him. The men stepped closer, and Matt realized surviving the fire had led him into another kind of danger. Sometimes the danger isn't the fire. It's the decision you made before it started. Disobedience doesn't look dangerous until it is, and freedom without wisdom can lead you straight into trouble. Matt learned that day that listening is not weakness. It is protection. It is love. Thank you for watching. If this story touched you, please like, share, and subscribe. Stay tuned for part 3.